Hey, it's Tuesday, which means I have another marketing hack for you inside the Hub Digital IGTV station. I wanted to talk to you today about a really cool free tool from Google called Google Trends. I think that Google releases all of these. They have so many cool tools, and I really feel like people don't know about them or don't take advantage of them. So I wanted to go through them as much as possible with you, show you how to use them and how you can use them to help grow your business online, because that's what they're there for. So today we're going to dive into Google Trends a little bit, talk about how it can help you influence your content so you can write better content that converts better and gets you more customers, because isn't that the goal? All right, guys, I'll see you in there. All right, so this is Google Trends. What's really cool about it is it basically sort of shows you what other people are searching for. So things that are trending out there, stories that are popular, search terms that are popular, things like that. So there's a couple ways that you can kind of sort of play around in this. So we'll just sort of do a quick little walkthrough so you can see how you can use it to kind of influence your content selection. So the first thing that you can do is kind of just sort of go by latest stories and insights. Right now, obviously, it's back to school season, so that's a really big thing that's happening. Midterm elections are coming up, stuff like that. So you can kind of see sort of where the interests are as far as back to school's going, what searches are happening, things like that, subjects that are happening. You can also look at it by region and by state. So if your target isn't necessarily like nationwide, you can really kind of hone in on sort of searches that are happening in your area, which I think is really cool. What I like about this kind of latest stories and insights is when you're trying to sort of figure out what to write about, it can kind of spark some ideas. So, I mean, we all know, obviously, September is back to school season, but in case maybe it slipped your mind or you weren't necessarily thinking about it, it can be a great sort of jumping point off of when you're writing content. So how your business can relate back to that, things like that. So it's a really good way to sort of spark some kind of ideas. Same thing with this recently trending stuff. So these are sort of searches that are kind of trending now. They're searches that have gone up significantly. A lot of times it may not necessarily be relevant for your business, but it's just kind of cool to just sort of look through and see what's happening. This one's really cool. I love to see this kind of stuff. And this is just more just to sort of play around with, but it's sort of your year in search. So what was trending back in 2017, 16, etc. I think it's really cool to kind of go back and see sort of what some of the trends were. This is always a great thing if you're going to do like a throwback post. So say you're in like a retail business or fashion business and you want to look at some of the trends that were happening back in a few years ago, what people were shopping for and searching for online. And then versus compared to now, that's always kind of some cool content, things like that. So this is if you want to do any sort of throwbacks, or even if you want to write content based around like how things have changed. So sort of maybe some marketing trends, for me that were happening a few years ago versus marketing trends that are happening now. It's just kind of a cool way to look back. The other thing that you can then do, which sort of is where I use most of it, this is kind of just sort of fun and interesting. It doesn't necessarily, not everything always applies to my business. So what I like to do a lot is to enter a search term or topic to just kind of see sort of what's trending in that industry. So for me, I'm going to search for marketing. And I can kind of start to see some things. I can kind of drill down a little bit. So I can start to see interest over time. So, anytime right around holidays, you can see interest dips. So this is great because it just can kind of sort of influence when you're submitting content. Sometimes for me, it's not really surprising that right around, Christmas, Thanksgiving, this is 4th of July, people aren't necessarily searching for marketing content, but it does kind of give you you could be in an industry where maybe that changed. Maybe you thought that traffic was going to drop off during a certain time, but it didn't. People actively were searching more for your product or service. So it's a great kind of tool just to sort of judge when you're going to post content, when you want to make sure you hit it really hard. For me, like this September through October, you can see things kind of really go up in marketing. A lot more people are searching for it. They're kind of, back in, they're kids are back at school, they're back at work, vacations are over, and they're really sort of shifting their focus to growing their businesses again. So for me, September through October, a really big season. This is what I want to capitalize on, and I want to make sure that I'm posting content during that time. Well, I can kind of maybe take a break over the holiday season, and then again, it spikes back up again in January, actually kind of towards the end of January into February and March. That's another really good season for me. So I can kind of really sort of plan out content and make sure I have some good stuff going on then. Again, you can search by sub-region, things like that. And then what I like to do is I like to search by related queries. So these are things, I mean, marketing is very, very sort of general term. So it's not necessarily going to give me a lot of related queries that make sense. But I can search digital marketing. So here we go. We're going to get more like digital marketing 2018, digital marketing courses, conferences, things like that. These are some related queries that people are searching for. People are searching for like free, you can look at sort of related topics around freelancers, things like that. I think your terms, digital marketing is a very kind of general term, so you probably should drill down a little bit more into your business and get a little bit more specific. But I can start to kind of spark some content ideas. So saying, okay, people are searching for digital marketing trends in 2018. So that could be a good kind of article to write about. They're looking for digital marketing courses. That's some related queries that people have been searching for. So that could be some great keywords to start adding or to really start promoting my courses and things like that. So it's just a really kind of cool tool. It's, again, this is totally free. So it's just kind of a cool tool to play around in and sort of see what's happening in your industry, see what people are searching for, and topics around that. It's just a great way to sort of shape your content seasonally as well, making sure you're posting at the right times, knowing when you can kind of back off and take a little bit of a break. But overall, it's just a really cool tool. All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed Google Trends. Play around with it a little bit. As always, drop in the comments if you have any questions. Shoot me a DM if you need to know anything or you have any questions on anything. And I will see you back here next Tuesday with another marketing hack. Thanks, guys.